Well, good morning. Here it is. It's Wednesday. It's hump day, as we seem to like to call it. It's October the 5th, or excuse me, October the 6th. I'm getting behind today. But anyway, I hope you're doing well this morning. The interesting title to the devotion that I want to bring to you this morning is Over the Hump. You know, in 1 Kings chapter 17, verse 7, it says, "But it happened after a while that the brook dried up." You know, I don't know about you, if you ever had the occasion to maybe sit by a little stream of water, a little brook, a little creek, and just sit there and watch the water as it gently flows over, the rocks and, downstream. And, at that point in time, it just seems like there's an endless stream of water coming, out of your sight. And then, you go back maybe several weeks later, and that same flowing little brook, that same flowing little creek, there's no water at all. What once was a thriving little stream of water is now parched, dry, and barren. And of course, that happens a lot of times here in Oklahoma, and the summertime when it dries up or when the dry season hits. But in a similar way, that same experience happened to the prophet Elijah. God told him to go east, to the brook of Cherith and wait for instructions. God would provide for his physical nourishment morning and evening, while Elijah could drink, water from the brook. And then one day it happened. The brook dried up. It became dry. It became parched and barren. No more water to drink. So what was Elijah to do now? I mean, have you ever been there in life? Things are just clicking along well, going, you're cruising through life, everything, is trending in the right direction. And then your brook dries up. Maybe you lose your job, maybe there's a furlough, some kind of health test, maybe even divorce, or, death of a spouse or death of a child. So what do you do? I mean, how do you respond? What is important to remember during these dry and barren times of life? What should we remember? Well, when the brook dries up, it's important to first of all remember that God, He's not forgotten you. When your brook dries up, rest assured that God, He has not forgotten about you. I mean, He knows exactly, what you're facing. He knows, what you're enduring. As His child, nothing touches your life, unless it's sifted through His hands first. Let's read what God said through the prophet Isaiah in Isaiah chapter 49, verses 15 and 16. He said, "I will not forget you. Behold, I have inscribed your name on the palms of my hands." You see, God loves His children, and He's not forgotten about you. You are forever in His mind, and His eye is continually on you. You can rest in that truth. But then secondly, we need to wait for God to show you the next step. I think waiting in America don't go hand in hand. They just don't. We live in a culture where everything is instant. I mean, we don't like to wait for anything. We have instant coffee, milk, breakfast, grits, oatmeal, on and on. The list is endless of things that bring instant gratification. I want you to listen closely. Listen, God doesn't work like a microwave. Rather, He works like a crock pot, if you will. He works in His timing and on His calendar, not on ours. And it generally requires waiting. Now that's easy to say, and it's hard to do. Yes, when the brook dries up, we must wait. Listen, don't run ahead of God. Don't try to get ahead of God. Don't do it on your own. Do it your own way. Patience is vital. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and wait for his direction as you take the necessary action steps and plans and preparations. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6 reminds us of this. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will make your paths straight. I'm not sure, where you are in life where you are this morning, if your brook is dried up. But you see, I do know that God, he hasn't forgotten you, and he desires that you wait patiently on him as he moves the pieces into place, for your good and for his glory, because it's all about God's glory, but he'll take care of us at the same time. So anyway, I hope this encourages you this morning. I hope that you're prepared for a great day today. I remember Angie and I love you guys, and we're praying for you. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless you.